How fitting to follow Tom. I'm a tax-paying adult who does not own a car by choice, and by Winnipeg standards, I'm a loser. I know that the bus system is good in our city, so I continue to use it, but I take the same routes every day, so is it really a good system or not? And that's what I wanted to find out. I'm a structural engineer by trade, but my passion does run with urban design and pedestrian facilities, or sidewalks and transit. I'm interested in why people interact with their surroundings the way that they do, and why people choose one system over another. I thank Jane Jacobs and her book, The Death and Life of Great American Cities, because it's why I live in my city the way that I do, and why I'll continue to do that wherever I live. She said, to understand your city and its people, you must be willing to walk its streets. For 10 years now, my partner Carl and I have been living downtown. We started off at the Tweedsmuir, a rite of passage for living downtown, and now we live at York and Smith. We both work downtown, so there really isn't a point to have a car. Walking and the bus are just part of everyday life. But why IKEA? Why not IKEA? Shamefully, I love going to IKEA and I like their products. And at the end of it all, you get a hot dog and ice cream. So it really is a fun experience for myself, but I've never taken it by bus, and I wanted to see if I could. But in reality, wanting to know if our transit system works, IKEA is in our city's largest and fastest growing suburb, complete with multi-lane highways, limited sidewalks, 8-lane turning movements, that's crazy. Tim Hortons. If there was any way to challenge a disapproving hipster urbanite like myself, this was the way to do it. So that was the challenge, was to test our city's transit system on a route that I typically avoid because of fear, and really to go to IKEA. And to be fair, to try out 3 different ways of doing it, so if it happened to be good, I could say why. Trip number 1 was supposed to be the easy trip, but it turned out to be the most difficult. We took it on a Sunday, not on peak. It had one 15-minute transfer, 2 buses, and a 20-minute walk from the bus ride that we had last. So round trip, back and forth from the store, was 3 hours of our day. Our bus dropped us off in the middle of a concrete landing, in the middle of a field. You'll notice the IKEA sign in the corner. That is not an exaggeration. There is no sidewalk on this side of the street, so we had to jaywalk to the other side, but it was a 20-minute walk, and as demonstrated by Carl, it was a fabulous day, and not an F was given. The path was well kept, it was wide for dual use, there were visual and tactile wayfinding, and it had good delineation between different paths, so it was a really good path. Trip number 2 was supposed to be the hard trip, but it actually turned out to be the easiest. We did it on a Friday around rush hour, 2 buses, 1 transfer, and it was on time. The bus dropped us off right in front of the store, and round trip, it took only 2 hours, so not too bad. Trip number 3 was the snow trip, just to see what it would look like, and the path conditions were actually well kept. I was shocked. But those people in the picture over there took the bus with us, and they couldn't see the path on the other side. Rightfully, it was all in snow. They walked to the store on the curb. Keniston. The moral of the story is it's doable, but even I hated it. And I take the bus all the time. I can see why people just avoid the bus altogether. Dropping you off in the middle of a field is not only insulting, it's difficult. If you have a wheelchair or a stroller, forget about it. To get anywhere in the city, you have to plan extensively. You can't just jump on a bus. Routes are not intuitive or straightforward. Bus times are far between and erratic. And really, if you're outside of the city and you don't know that our city doesn't work on a non-numbered street system, you won't find anything. Overall, the experience was impractical. In that picture, Carl's holding a green bag. That's all I could trick him into bringing home with us, because I had picked out a lot of stuff. But it's 3 hours out of your day. You have to rush yourself through the store, and if it was a different destination, you wouldn't be able to do anything. And really, you have to negotiate with yourself, do I really want to carry that? So what can be fixed? Make getting on and off the bus faster and easier. Raise level access at all places so you could just roll onto the bus if you have mobility issues. Ticket and fare transfers that are off the bus, all-door boarding, and transit police. Make wayfinding easy and trips efficient. Why not have a red or blue or green line and know where that goes? Why not improve the bus times so that if you miss a bus, you could just get the next one? And slinky buses and dedicated rights of way. The biggest fix is cultural, though. You have to own a car to live here. It's tired. It's a tired excuse that influences public policy, how we plan our city, and how we treat our city. The private vehicle is not the enemy, and that's not the point I'm trying to get to. It's just, its alternatives need to have more champions. You can enter Mordor, it's possible. They did it in the movie. It's just really, really hard. To have good service, it will be used by some people, and it still won't be used by others because some people just won't do it. But if you have excellent service, they'll have no choice but to use it. And to leave you on a good note, take the bus on a good day if you haven't done so in a long time, and you'll feel good about yourself. Preferably to a fun destination like Ikea, and preferably with someone that you love. Take a book, take a nap, listen to your tunes and enjoy the ride, and enjoy your city. Thank you.